I got my old games, I gotta work on those. I have some new game ideas I really wanna get started. I actually have some games I've been building that need to be finished. Oh, I also have that other app idea that's been bouncing around for a couple years. I think actually now is a really good time to do it. I have that actually old game idea I'd like to work on. I have that prototype I did with my wife that she would like to see an update for. I need to get onto that. I also need to, finish building those, guitar speakers I started last weekend. I also have that arcade machine that's been sitting in my office for a while. Oh, I need to clean out my office so I could set it up. I also need to organize the studio a bit. I need to get a splitter for this microphone so I could record it directly into the computer and have the backup on this one. I also need to get the kind of garage set up. I need to get my firewood for my pizza oven going. I need to order that in. I need to clean out my yard. Oh, I also have that bike I need to convert. I bought the motor years ago. I never got around to that. Oh, I also have a really good idea for a fishing hardware project, and, I'd like to build that when I can, but I wanna do a prototype of that really, really cool game that I have a poster right here on my wall for. Um, oh, I also came up with a really cool idea for a practice, tool. I also need to get back to working on the videos for, my band. We have a couple videos, and we also wanna release a new album, so I need to, put all that material together to get that release out, hopefully in the next couple weeks. I need to call him and see how he's doing. I also need to call my mom, see how she's doing. It is Mother's Day today, and oh shit, I need I need to get a job. Was that exhausting for you? Because that is me in my mind every morning, and that's not even all of the stuff I'm thinking about. It's so hard. Um, I don't know where to start, and I really don't know what to finish. So, throughout the day, my priorities shift. It's really hard for me to make, like, a weekly schedule because by Wednesday, something else will have come up that I didn't anticipate or just feels more natural, or something blocks me on the thing I was working on. It it's so hard. I have I don't know, across iOS and Android, over 20 apps, if we say 10 in each, that's probably fair. I'm also trying to release my first product on Steam, and stuff isn't easy. And these videos, they look so simple, but these take time. I need to edit them. I need to master the audio. I need to do all this. And, luckily I have this studio set up with my lights and my nice backdrop and the microphone, which, uh, all this stuff is it's cool. It's really fun. And I love editing these videos. I love making them and putting them out there. And it'd be neat if one day they found an audience, but it's so much fun because it's leaning into skills I haven't been able to do because I've been a working stiff for 30 some years. Yeah. And I also juggle that thing that it's always more exciting to start something new than finish something old. It's that last 5% of any project will take 95% of the time. And I have a lot of last 5% lying around. So, yeah, like I also do all this alone. Um, I've been making video games by myself, since you I released my first video game in, 2009, for the App Store. I used to make them with a friend years ago, but that was more like hobby and stuff. But so I come up with an idea or get inspired by something, I plan it, I code it, I then have to do all the artwork. I can't afford people. I have to do the music, I have to do the translations, I have to do the store listings, I have to do the promo, I have to run the advertisements if I can afford them. I could have to try to do SEO, I have to build a website, all these things, and not they're not really my, passion points. The building the thing is, but boy, the, like, maintenance and marketing is so hard, and then when you put a game out there, you have to keep it updated, whether you're using libraries or something, you have to do that, and I have them across so many different platforms, and and Apple are always changing the rules, so you have to release updates and do this, and update your frameworks, and it's hard, luckily in the last couple years, uh, AI has come out, and for me, it's the image gen stuff is really good because I with the aphantasia, it's hard for me to visualize stuff. So I could use AI to I could blurt out roughly what I wanna see, and it could give me a visual representation from that. Then I could then go into Photoshop very slowly because 'cause I'm not good at it, but use Photoshop and, create the actual assets I need based off it. But it gives me that inspiration. It's like if I was working with a UI designer, they give me 5 versions, I go, "Yep, I like that one." It's still up to me to do it because UI designers I've worked with in the past don't know how to make actual game assets. They just know how to give you a nice thing in Figma. Um, so, yeah, and then the videos, I love doing this. I love, you know, editing and doing the videos and doing the little, you'll see in some of my videos, I start putting stuff over here, just for fun. Um, it's cool. I try to keep it more exciting than just me talking to you. There's a lot of things I wanna do, and they all feel like, jobs. I feel like I'm working or I don't feel. I know I'm working harder now than I have in the last up 10 years of working a day job because a day job's easy. You go in, you do your stuff well, they give you a paycheck, you eat your lunch, you come home, and then that's that. But now I feel real guilty. And this is the part that sucks is I shouldn't feel guilty, but I feel guilty. My wife's at work. She's working really hard. My kids are at school. I drop them off every morning and I pick my son up every day. And then after school, we have karate 2 days a week. And then we have hockey practice, which I coach. So my son plays in a different age grade, but he helps me coach and then he plays. It's a lot. And I'm just flat out working and trying to get my business going and try to get this channel started and try to keep the house in order to make sure like when my wife comes home, food's ready, groceries are sorted, all that stuff. Cause I feel guilty. I feel really, really guilty because I know from the games to this and all this, I feel like everyone thinks, oh, those are just hobbies. Those aren't real. Those are just hobbies. And when are you going to get a real job? And that sucks. Not gonna lie, that sucks. But I also don't even know if that's how they actually feel, but that's how I feel they feel. It's that imposter syndrome, it's that guilt I have. So, it's I have that gap between what's perceived and actual and, that just builds pressure of its own. So the real tension is, yeah, I've started more things than I'll ever finish in a lifetime. I know that. But I also feel like shouldn't be starting anything new because I should be, out there hitting the pavements looking for a job. And don't get me wrong, I am. I'm applying for a lot of jobs I normally wouldn't apply for because it's so rough out here in the market. Um, but I have this massive like background of like pressure and it's constant and just like every day I just feel like it's hard to carry it all. And all I want to do is make stuff and I want to entertain people. I just can't make money at doing that apparently. And there's a lot of people out there. I'm not alone. There's a lot of unemployed people out there. So or there's just a lot of people like me who just wanna be creators, so the bravest thing I did while being unemployed is I started this channel, I put my face out there, I can't believe people think I'm crazy for doing this, but there we go. So, as of today, I have no resolution for this, I'm just speaking out loud, I think in my next episode, I'll dive into a little bit of the imposter syndrome because I feel like I'm touching on it quite heavily lately. Anyways, my name is Michael, and I'm a creator with a day job.